It's a beautiful Sunday, October 5th, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's #1 casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack match roulette, and Teddy's favorite, craps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. To learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, always a good time. And the Oklahoma Sooners are 5-0.
Yes, they are. Undefeated, feels good. The goal all offseason was to get to OU Texas at 5-0, and here we are.
5-0 is fantastic, but more importantly, Keontae Lewis is okay, dude. Oh, that is about as scary of a moment as I can remember at a football game.
Yeah, it was brutal. And, I went back and watched the clips of it, and as bad as it was, if he hadn't been angled going into the wall and he went straight into the wall, it would have been even worse. So, yeah, that was not good.
Everything we were told was good news after the fact, right? He was up and walking back in the facility. All the imaging x-rays were negative. So I have no idea what his availability looks like going forward. It really doesn't matter. All that matters is that what looked like could have been a catastrophic situation ended up being okay.
Yeah. And, right after it happened and we had, the extended period where they were tending to him over there, one of the thoughts going through my head was, I'm kind of shocked this hasn't happened before, or maybe it has and I just don't remember it. But yeah, that was really scary.
I would assume the next time we play at home, there's going to be some padding on that brick wall.
At a minimum.
Yeah. Well, you just, yep. Throw some sponsor logos on that thing, and let's just not have that happen again.
Yeah.
I think that's how we all feel about it.
Yep, I agree. That was crazy.
I do want to give our listeners, our viewers, a shout out. We passed 30,000 subscribers on YouTube,
yes.
Ted.
Huge.
We did it.
News.
The journey to 40,000 begins now.
Love it.
How quickly will we get there? I don't know. That's up to you, fine people at home. Just hit subscribe.
Big week. A lot of people hopefully tuning in to see what happens this week. This is going to be a big one.
Now, normally we start, you jump into the defense, and then I jump into the offense, but we got to give OU special teams their flowers.
Yes.
Sandell, 3 of 3, including a 55-yarder that looked like it would have been good from about 70.
That guy has an absolute cannon for a leg.
No doubt about it. And a little bit of a twang.
Uprights.
A little bit of a twang with the accent that I didn't know because we interviewed him for the first time after the game. I was like, wait, that's great. What an unexpected surprise.
It was. And not only was that a surprise, but that was a great interview. It was good to hear from him a little bit. That was awesome.
You have to love a kicker that just references a bunch of golf in his interview. It makes all the sense in the world.
He's right. There's always a difference whenever you're standing over a tee shot. I mean, your stance is the same. The clubs you're holding are the same, but sometimes you feel really good about the shot you're about to hit, and sometimes you feel really bad about the shot you're about to hit.
Grayson Miller continues to punt it extremely well. Busted out the wedge. Another golf reference. There you go. For one of his best punts of the season. I don't know how to start a Ray Guy campaign for a punter, but whatever that looks like, we need to start doing it. Yeah. He's been incredible since he took over as the punter.
Yes. And, those guys were great. Satania is a a weapon in the return game. I was trying to find all the stats. It's hard to come up with, but SEC's website had it. We have the number one kickoff coverage team in the SEC. I don't know how that ranks nationally, but they've been awesome. And just saw the new SP Plus article that came out today. And special teams, we're up to number 13 in the country. However, they put that formula together whenever we were probably not very high to start off and we had some mistakes on special teams. But the last 3 weeks have been awesome. That needs to continue.
Kickoff coverage unit has been awesome, super physical, hauling down the field. I think Kent State's longest return was like 20 yards. So you go back and you think about the conversation we had about special teams after the Michigan game.
Yeah.
Where we were going, hey, we can't let special teams get us beat. And all of a sudden, it feels like we got one of the best special teams units in the country. I mean, it feels good. This feels good.
Yeah. And what happens is when you have an elite defense, you notice special teams way more. They become a really big factor because, you know, in years past where we had maybe the best offense in the country, well, field position didn't even matter, wasn't a thing that you really talked about. But now when you have an elite defense, field position is everything. And those two units playing back and forth hand in hand has been awesome.
All right. Time to talk defense. Let's jump into it. What'd you see from OU's defense against Kent State?
Turnovers. They happened. And we scored on defense. How awesome is that? And the right guy scored, Grayson Halton, that's the right guy to score. Was awesome. Redemption from that Temple opportunity he had. And back to Ua Plank in the post game, the interview with him and was it R. Mason Thomas that was with him? That was great. It was really cool listening to him. He was trying to get into his dance, but everyone was celebrating around him. That was funny.
It kind of turned into more of a dance circle around him.
Yeah,
we'll have to break that one down on Tuesdays in the Weeds for sure. Just kind of we'll analyze each guy's go-to move in that situation. But yes, they finally got the monkey off their back with the turnover thing. And then Jaden Hardy picks off the RPO throw. They get another one. It feels like that storyline can just die now, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just to get the monkey off your back, so to speak, is really good for those guys. And we knew they were going to come, right? They're playing too good for them not to come. I guess problem areas, there wasn't a whole lot. Some stuff in the passing game I thought was a little, it wasn't bad, but we were soft early. They hit us on a couple of routes. In the second quarter, they had an RPO little spear on the inside on Reggie Powers that they hit us on. The safeties lined up really wide, and both guys on that side, they had two receivers out there, and both guys are playing outside leverage. And I don't know if the safety was misaligned or what exactly happened there. That was a 20-yard gain. And, Powers, I thought his footwork was a little, I thought he got out of there a little bit too quickly, but he recovered and made the tackle, but it was a 20-yard gain. They hit us on a split zone on one in the run. I thought the safety's angle was a little bit bad. A rare moment where Kendall Daniels, I think he got caught peeking a little bit and caught an extra blocker and was high and kind of got blown off the ball, which affected the safety coming in. And that created their biggest run of the day. And then we had them backed up after Grayson Miller's punt, and they threw a fade ball out of the end zone. And I thought Jordan was in great position. He was chest to chest with the guy. Just find the football a little bit sooner and
he had his eyes on. He just didn't jump. It was kind of a strange situation. He got his head around. Everything looked good. he just didn't play the ball. It was kind of a weird
Yeah,
sequence from him.
the guy like caught it back here on him, like it was kind of in between the two guys. Um, just find the ball a little bit sooner. I mean, some of those things are going to happen. We've talked about that. When you throw up 50-50 balls, I mean, you want to win them way more than 50-50, but they got that one on us. That's kind of all of the bad. There's some technique stuff here and there if you're really nitpicking. Whenever they go through the film with coaches, there's technique stuff here and there. There's a couple of angles and footwork on tackling in the open field that could be a little bit better, but you're going to learn from those things as you go. There was a lot of good. Um, the defensive line was excellent, and we didn't have two of our best guys out there with Jaden Jackson and Dominic Williams not playing, and everything points to them being totally fine. Could have gone if we needed them. They'll be up for Texas.
Both of those guys told me they're playing against Texas.
Yeah.
So I,
Yeah.
I, what else can you say about it?
I mean, it kind of felt like the final preseason game or something where you got guys that could have gone that didn't. I got no problem. This is a long season. I know everyone wants to, tack on a bunch of sacks, tackles for loss, and statistics and all that stuff. You're going to get all the credit you deserve if we keep playing the way we're playing. Keep those guys fresh. I got no problem.
Listen, man, when the opponent sits their starting quarterback, I really don't have a problem with. And Drew DeShields was walking with a bit of a limp down there on the field. I will say that. Mark Carney, when we interviewed him, he didn't seem like a, hey, I'm going to sit a guy just to sit him type of guy. You never know, but he is critical for their success in MAC play. And I think Mark Carney wants to keep that job. So they know they needed him. And it was pretty obvious early why, if it was even close, you sit him because they were under siege.
It was an assault. Yeah. The D line, it's teach tape for twists and stunts and pass rush. And I understand, like, listen, I know the opponent, that whatever, but some of the games on the inside, the ricochet, the penetrate and loop, some great individual one-on-one pass rushes from Danny Okoye, R. Mason Thomas, PJ, Taylor Wine. There was a bunch of great stuff out there. Guys that I thought played well, Danny Okoye, David Stone, which, I was talking with some friends later when we were watching the evening games. David Stone's quickly becoming one of the best defensive linemen in the country. Like, I don't know how you rank him. I haven't watched everyone's tape, and gone through the grinder on all of that, but that dude is getting better every single week. He's getting more confidence. And it's what I love is, and you've talked about this with Venables in the defensive line. We move a bunch. We run all kinds of stunts and twist and, angle stunts. And those guys, it is not just line up as a 3 technique, put your hand down and go win. They have to there's a lot of thinking out there, and they are on it. Those guys, responsibility wise, are on it. They do a great job. They work together on all of those things really well, and they do it fast. We know calls come out late, right? We're trying to get in the perfect call every snap, and it's a frustrating point at sometimes, but statistically, we've got either the number 1 or number 2 defense in the country, however you want to rate it. Keep getting the call out late. It's working just fine. And those guys get it from the sideline, get in their stance, and then execute these stunts and twists and moves and stuff up front. It's just great to see.
Stone, maybe the best thing he does, the thing that impresses me the most is like he basically sacrifices himself as the penetrator.
Oh yeah, he
He
is
just
narrow and he is
just blows up the field. He knows he's not going to make the play, but his penetration, it's designed to cut one side of the field off
yep,
for the run game.
yep,
And he is fantastic at it.
yes.
And it forces the ball back to it. He does it exactly the way that it's designed. He comes ripping off the ball. It cuts half the field off for the opponent's run game, and it forces everything right to our Mason Thomas or whoever that's looping back inside unblocked.
And we eventually end up defending the run with an extra guy because of that. You're like
right.
cutting this half of the run play off and getting another guy to where you're forcing it to go, and it's executed great. You're right. Grayson Halton, dude, he has maybe the best get off I've seen in college football through this season. I mean, he looks like 100-meter track guy coming out of a stance. Just the hip explosion, firing off the ball. It's like as the ball moves, he's like mirroring the football. It's excellent. And he's got great hands. He's athletic. His agility on the inside is great. Our Mason Thomas, you know, he's a guy where you judge as a casual observer, you judge what type of game our Mason Thomas had by how many sacks did he have, right? But he is so good against the run. He's so dialed in, like responsibility, footwork on the boring part of playing the position. And then when he gets the opportunity to go one-on-one on a tackle, he's in a great spot right now. Obviously had the sack fumble that turned into the touchdown. I thought he was great. I thought PJ was great. He's still like a lot of our guys look incredibly natural doing these difficult technique things that come with their position. He's still a little mechanical, but he's playing great. His get off is good. His physicality at the point of attack on the run, his pass rush is continuing to improve. He's a starter almost everywhere in the country with how he's playing right now. He's doing great. Taylor Wine, excellent. Great pass rush, one-on-one pass rushes. Really good out on the edge, playing the pullers or the tight end coming across on split zone. Super physical, squeezing it down. Sometimes it's hard when that guy's coming all the way across the formation to not come up the field and get knocked out. He instantly shuts it down, flat down the line, physical on that player that's coming and gets in his spot. You know, it's not just overwhelming Kent State with athleticism. Yeah, you're overwhelming them with personnel, but to see these guys stay technically sound in what they're supposed to do, responsibility driven. The whole defense is operating exactly how it's supposed to. Starts up front, then the linebackers fit accordingly where they're supposed to go. Secondary comes up and fits. It's all working the way it's supposed to. Owen Heineke, I thought excellent again, running, making plays, good in coverage. Kip Lewis, Kobe McKenzie, really strong performances from those guys. All in all, really good. There's not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, at the end of the day, whenever you see the stats, Goose Egg didn't give up a score. Finally, that group has earned that right, and you could tell by the way they were playing late that it was a definite goal from them. We pressured. You know, I think some of it was BV saying, "I don't care who's in. We're not giving up a score. We're staying aggressive." And the other part, I think they're throwing every blitz, every stunt they have in the playbook out there onto film and overwhelming the Texas offensive coaching staff with things that they have to prepare for and because it was a lot and it was impressive. Um, we're the only team in the country yet to give up 1,000 total yards through 5 games. We're averaging 193 yards a game, number one in the country. We're giving up 7.2 points per game, number two in the country. 118 against the pass, that's number two. 74 against the run, that's number five. I couldn't find this nationally, but we're number one in the SEC, third down defense, 17%. We've given up 12 third down conversions the entire season on 69 attempts.
Nice.
Great. Number one in sacks in the SEC. It was hard to find all the tackles for loss numbers and everything. I know they're out there, but I couldn't track them down. NCAA website was down for some reason, but we got an elite defense. And there were points where I was like, man, we look elite. We look elite. I just hesitant to slap the label on there. This defense is elite. And until I see differently, I'm convinced that they're the best in the country. And they got a big week coming this week. But that's all I got.
I just love seeing you in a good mood, man. It's great.
It's fun, man. I suffered through I've suffered through some brutal years defensively, and often it's hard to stay positive, but now I'm giddy whenever I get to watch the film and watch these guys perform. And it's not one or two guys, it's not three or four guys. It's like if we're talking about I feel like we have 15, 16 starting defensive players, and that's rare. Whether it's at backer, at anywhere on the defensive line, the defensive front, safety, corner. I mean, we've got a bunch of guys that I think are starter level players, and there's zero fall off when they come in the game. Rare.
Anything else? OU's defense against that Kent State offense.
Think that's it.
Ready to kill the mood of this podcast a little bit?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's talk about what we saw from OU's offense against Kent State's defense. But first,
Oh, man.
download the Loves app from Love's Travel Stops, your guide to savings on the road. Fill up for less with the discount on fuel, 10 cents off on every gallon of gas, and 25 cents off on every gallon of auto diesel. And don't forget, in the store, you can unlock mobile deals on the Loves app to save on snacks, drinks, and select meals at Love's restaurants. Plus, you can plan your pit stops for your next road trip with the map and route planner. All from Love's, the heart of the highway.
It's football time in Oklahoma, and you need beef built like our guys on the field, premium, powerful, and ready to perform. That's Didier Ranch. They're a family ranch right here in Oklahoma, raising and shipping their own beef nationwide. Steaks, steak burgers, premium ground beef, and they hand deliver next day to the Oklahoma City metro and surrounding areas. Norman, Moore, Edmond, Yukon, right from their ranch to your doorstep, faster than the Sooner Schooner after a touchdown drive. Premium beef delivered. Visit DidierRanch.com and taste the luxury of tradition.
And we are brought to you by Simple Modern, the Oklahoma-owned company and proud official drinkware partner of the OU Sooners. Football in Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium is rocking all October. Big plays, packed stands, and the exclusive limited edition Simple Modern drinkware drops at each home game. Get yours before everyone else grabs them. Both October home games bring a brand new design only available at that matchup and only while supplies last. I'm telling you, it's the perfect way to stay hydrated while cheering on the Sooners. And with 10% of all profits going to charity, many right here in Oklahoma, every sip supports Oklahomans on and off the field. Simple Modern, good everywhere. Okay, breaking down what we saw from the Sooners offense against the Golden Flashes defense. Just wasn't very good.
Yeah.
I just was not crisp, wasn't efficient. Maybe the most disappointing thing wasn't physical.
Yeah.
And,
Didn't feel very inspired.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. And, I mean, it wasn't explosive either. So
Yeah.
it was just disappointing, man, because you look at the stats, like your longest run by a running back was 18 yards against Kent State. That ain't good enough. Pass pro was leaky. Hawkins was under all kinds of pressure. Ain't good enough. Passing game was inconsistent. Hawkins was inaccurate. Ain't good enough. It didn't look the way it's supposed to look, and it didn't look the way I was hoping it would look, Ted. And when you look at it, Kent State's defense is BAD bad. It's a bad unit. Florida State had 775 yards of offense against them.
They
Tech,
ran it for 500, I think, right?
yeah, Tech had 601. We had 355. It's just not good enough. Like it's not good enough. Now, we've got this elite defense that made this thing 44 to nothing. But the offense didn't play anywhere close to the level it needs to play if this team wants to compete for an SEC championship or make a run in the college football playoff. You go out there and you play that way offensively against a good team, and you're getting not only beat, you're getting smoked. It's just the truth, man. It didn't feel good live being down there on the sideline and kind of digesting it as it was happening, and then it felt even worse watching it on tape.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at least we didn't turn the ball over. Yay.
Yeah. That was a
Woohoo.
positive. That was a positive. And I'm sure there is some good stuff mixed in there, but especially coming off of it's one thing if we found out on Monday or Tuesday that Mateer's going to be out, right? And we're trying to scramble to put something together. But coming out of a bye week, and I don't know, it's just it's disappointing. Yeah. No way around it.
Looking at the run game, there's a lot more variety in the run game. I assume that was by design to get a lot of things on tape. I mean, they ran split zone, what I'm going to call split zone influence, where Canick goes back like he's going to block the split zone guy and then slips him and arcs for the alley defender for the read run game. That was our best run of the game when Hawkins pulled that ball and Canick was out in front blocking for him. Ran zone insert, which I think was probably our best looking play of the day. Inside zone, outside zone, stretch, like outside zone to the tight end. Even worked in a pin pull toss in there, speed sweep. I had one play, like a five-man box, like counter concept that looked really good. They ran it efficiently. It created the best gap scheme double teams I've seen from this team, maybe all year long, which I was encouraged by. But we didn't move them off the ball consistently. And there's no other way to say it, man. Like, that's extremely disappointing. It's alarming.
Yeah.
It's Kent State. And those guys, to their credit, they played their butts off, man. All those guys were trying to prove, like, hey, I belong in the Power Four. Watch me. Like, and on both sides of the ball, I was impressed with their effort and their physicality. But run game it wasn't good enough. It wasn't explosive. We still can't make guys miss in space.
Yeah.
As much as I like Torrey Blaylock, he's been fantastic. He's exceeded every expectation I had for him. When you're one-on-one with the corner, you got to make the guy miss every once in a while and take it for 40 instead of for 8.
Do you feel like he's too rushed when he gets in space?
He's got one speed, and it's kill. He needs to learn to change speeds. And then you've got Jay Knott, who doesn't look fast at all. And he's doing the, like, patient dance through stuff. Like, hey, man, like the speed sweep, he almost gets run down by an inside backer from Kent State. Where's the speed? Like, where's the explosiveness? Where's the juice? Like, Blaylock's got to learn to turn the juice down a little bit.
Share some of the juice, pass it around.
Yeah, and then I thought, it was clear that getting the ball to Ott was a point of emphasis in this game. Try to get him going. And he did some solid things, but there wasn't a single play where I went, whoa, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
That's not how I saw it. Maybe you saw it differently, but that's not how I saw it. I saw a guy that looked like looked like a guy,
I
not a
think it,
dude.
I think it felt that way live because what he brings is a little bit different. And overall, I think that here's the point. So far, we've made Illinois State, Temple, and Kent State look like Power Four teams, right? Like middle of the conference, Power Four teams, where if you go out and run for 180 or whatever the number is, hey, that was a solid day running the football. But you should be rolling over the top of these teams.
Kent State, and I think a lot of people that listen to our interview with Mark Carney are going to be cheered for Kent State now because that guy's awesome.
Yep.
But they're probably a 500 MAC team.
Yeah.
And we couldn't run it consistently. We couldn't produce explosive runs against a team that's going to be probably 500 in the MAC. Just disappointing. And then I know everyone wants to talk about Michael Hawkins and the way that he played. You look at the stats, not going to impress, right? 14 to 24, 162, did have the 3 touchdowns, had the rushing touchdown. That GY counter looked great. But I wonder the Keontae Lewis situation and the way that it happened, Ted, and I'm not trying to make excuses for Michael Hawkins Jr., but that whole sequence being like his first throw of the game and that unfolding the way that it did, I wonder if it kind of like shook him up because he looked unsettled pretty much the entire game after that point.
Yeah.
You overthrow a guy a little bit, that ends up happening. It's an incredibly scary situation. I don't know. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but I could understand like how that could rattle a guy when that's the first thing that happens for you in the passing game.
Well, it felt like it when the game started and the offense took off, it looked like we're going to be super aggressive. Here we go. And then after that happened, it didn't feel like we had any aggression again. It took us out of the rhythm there at that point. But it all felt very like did we throw another deep ball?
He threw right after he threw the touchdown to Satania, which by the way there's a guy hanging on his leg and he throws it 45 yards in the air. Like the arm talent that throw takes is crazy. I don't think people are appreciating how freaky of a throw that was. That was incredible.
Yeah.
And a great play by Satania. And it's almost like Kent State's guys, you could see it on the field. They're like, there's no way he can get it here. And he did. But watching Hawk, I'm not a QB expert. But one of the things I believe in when I'm watching a quarterback is quiet feet means confidence. Loud feet means uncertainty.
Yeah.
And the feet were all over the place for number 3. All the arm angle stuff, that's cool. Hey, however you get it there, man, you get it there. But he didn't do the fundamental, the boring things of the position at a level I know he's capable of doing it at. That did not look like the guy that you and I went out and watched at spring practice and training camp.
Yeah.
Looked like him a year ago. The fundamentals weren't there. Like the confidence that we've seen him play with out on the practice field, like it just, I don't know. I was really surprised that he didn't look more settled than the way he looked in that game.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought he had some stretches where he looked really good. And then if he missed a guy, it felt like it kind of unraveled on him a little bit. And it would kind of devolve from that situation. And then another drive would start and he'd get it rolling and then miss a guy. And then, uh, maybe the confidence would go a little bit. And I don't know. I will say that I expected better. Doesn't it change my opinion on him? I still think he's got an incredibly high ceiling. But I think you're right. The footwork and, to be honest, he was under way more pressure than I expected him to be. And I think that's maybe why he lost some of that trust and was, fading away from.
I mean, the one, it's like it's literally like he's seeing ghosts on the one where he throws it out of bounds down. What was that? The east sideline?
Yeah.
When they were driving south. Yeah. Like
he had the footwork of a guy that was under pressure, and he was at times, but other times it's like he was expecting the pressure and the clock was spun up and he's, fade away from pressure that's just not there to throw the football. So,
and
yeah.
We talked about the importance of everyone around him needing to step up. Run game wasn't nearly as good as it should be. And then the pass protection, I've never been more disappointed in a group when it comes to pass protection in a game.
Especially when that's their strength or has been.
That's why, as I watched it on tape, I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, this group has been one of the best pass protecting offensive lines in the country. They may not move people off the ball in the run game, but they can protect. And apparently we cannot handle 6-up with twist games and pick games. Can't do it. And Arbuckle tried to adjust. He tried to full slide. They run a slide beater. Pressure. He finally just had to say, hey, let's just throw a swing pass to Ott. Let's just get it out of here when they're showing 6-up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those guys should take that personally. I was really disappointed in the way that the offensive line played in pass protection because I wanted to see Michael Hawkins Jr. get to operate from a clean pocket.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what it looked like. And that's just not what we got to see. It isn't, and it's just odd. We did get to see Whit Neubauer, and I was like, why is Drew Aller playing quarterback for us right now? That was kind of fun. Wide receiver, let's just go through the positions. Was great seeing Giovanni Gibson back out there. His one catch, he certainly paid a price, but that's like a perfect example of Hawkins. That he misses that throw. It's a great catch, but it leads Giovanni Gibson right into getting smashed,
Right.
That's an easy pitch and catch.
Then that's where lost yardage is, whenever you're throwing a guy on a short route, whether he's under tight coverage or he's playing off coverage, you need to put the ball on the right side of the guy where he can catch it and get upfield, or you need to throw it away from coverage. Yeah, he sold that one, and welcome back, Giovanni. Now you're back in the mix.
Nothing like getting your lungs deflated on your first catch back.
Yeah, that was it. When it was a good physical hit, and he came down the way he got spun in the air. It was an awkward one. I'm glad he got up from it. I mean, he kind of limped off a little bit. It was good to see him back a couple snaps later.
Deion Burks, another quiet game for Burks.
Mm-hmm.
2 for 10. I will say he's got to block better on the perimeter. And I get it, man. You're a wide receiver. You feel like you're a number one wide receiver. The ball's not finding you. You're not getting your touches. Like, it's easier for me to say, hey, don't let that affect the way that you play when the ball's not in your hands. But he's got to be better out on the perimeter as a blocker. There's sometimes, and remember, this is Kent State. They're just removing him, bro.
Yeah.
It's like it's Kent State. Isaiah Satania was the best player on the field.
Hard to argue with that.
4 for 75. Loved the speed he played with. He finally looks like he's back to full throttle. Remember, he was banged up at the end of training camp with the leg injury and just looks like he's playing fast. He's a good route runner. On that touchdown, his first touchdown, it's just like a scramble drill. He just keeps playing, and Hawkins just wings it. It's a nice play. He did have the one where ball hits him in both hands. Now it's gonna go down as a drop in the end zone. It's a small window. It's a good throw from Hawkins. He doesn't haul it in, but he does score on like the next play. So
Yeah.
it is what
But
it is.
like those plays, like those are the game changers.
Yeah,
Against Texas, you may not get another opportunity on the next play, right? Like you
right,
got to
right.
capitalize on those whenever you have them, or maybe you're kicking a field goal in what's going to be a really tight, low-scoring game. Like that can be the difference in a win or a loss.
Yeah, we talked about his impact as a punt returner. Just looks fantastic
Great.
right
Yeah.
now.
And
Had that
credit,
big one
like,
called
yeah,
back, which I did not think was a hold. I went and watched it. I thought that was a really tough call on Jacob Jordan. Hands are inside, guy's not disengaging, he's moving his feet. I don't know. I little ticky tacky on that one for me.
Venables didn't like it either. I was watching him have a I mean, the conversation with the official on that one lasted halfway through the offensive series. But I did want to take this opportunity to because Satania has been great in the punt return game, but credit the guys that are doing a really good job on the gunners. Um, the guys blocking, and I know we've had a couple of penalties. It's like some of those penalties are the hardest penalties to avoid at times when you're chasing guys down the field. But we've done a really good job setting things up for him to make a big impact.
You know, one thing, and I don't believe in jinxes, so I'm going to say it, but like the thing that we haven't had is Satania catches the ball and then just gets blasted.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
catching our guys are doing a great job of hemming those guys up at the line of scrimmage and giving him time to catch the ball and go do something with it.
Yep.
It's got to continue to be that way. Other wide receivers, what? Ivan Carrion. I'm going to say Carrion because that's how it's spelled out in the pronunciation guide, okay?
All right. I like it.
Even though everyone says carry on, it says Carrion in the pronunciation guide, so that's what we're going with. We are loyal.
That's how Toby says it.
No, well, if T Rose says it that way, then that's the way it's going to be.
There you go.
But he had 1 for 32. I thought that was a great example of what Michael Hawkins can be when the fundamentals are right. You go watch that quiet feet, lets it rip, like very accurate ball. Now, one thing, and we talked about it with Torrey Blaylock, like you got to be able to change speeds. Hawkins has to learn that he can't just throw it a million miles an hour every time.
Yeah.
And like this is stuff he knows. I'm not telling anyone anything they don't already know, but everything is always it feels like 100 miles an hour with the fastball. Sometimes you got to be able to throw a changeup, and make it easy on these guys to catch. But I thought that throw to Carrion in the middle of the field was his best throw of the day, other
You
than
don't
the
always,
one where he was
yeah,
getting tackled and threw it 45 yards in the air for a touchdown.
that play is in college football. You, I would say like 10% of the time on a play like that, a clear out with the dig coming in, that it's like we're running this to pick up the third down. So a lot of times it's low and that receiver's like going to the ground as he catches it. But that one was so perfectly placed right in the face mask, catch and get up the field and continue on. Like it's odd, but you don't see that as a catch and run a whole lot. And that because it was such a perfectly placed ball, you're able to.
Yeah, and it's a glimpse of what Hawkins can be when everything is calm, when the protection's good, when his feet are good, when he steps into it, like that's what it looks like. That's what it can be. That's what it needs to look like more often.
Yep.
Running back, we hit it, but Torrey Blaylock, 15 for 78. I love the physicality this guy plays with.
Yeah.
If the criticism of him is, hey, he plays too fast too often, it is what it is, man. He will learn how to change his pace a little bit, but does a really nice job of running behind his pads. I feel like the vision is getting better as well.
I think
He's
go
got to
ahead,
make the
son.
first guy miss though, Ted.
Yeah.
He needs to rip off some big ones. Got to make the first guy miss.
I feel like he is, and I consider this a compliment. I feel like he is a running back that is determined on moving the chains. And if you're playing Texas and it's 7-7 and the offense has a drive going, move the chains, put the head down, go get the first down. But when, like, know the situation, know your opponent, take a chance every now and then by, like, okay, we've got the drive is moving, we got some rhythm. Instead of just burying and going full speed ahead, come off the gas and make that first guy miss and see if you can turn it into an explosive run. He's a one-track mind right now, which, like I said, I think that's a compliment because he's like, whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to move the chains. I'm trying to get the first down. I'm going to go get it instead of, if you don't make that guy miss and he tackles you, it's a 4 or 5 yard gain. But if you do, it's out the gate. Just have enough confidence in your ability to slow down a little bit and try and get more instead of just having that one track mind of move the chains, keep the drive going.
Yeah,
Which is hard to say. Like, I get what he's feeling, but there are times where you could take a chance and trust yourself to try and turn something into a bigger play.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. We did not see Javonte Barnes. I'll be surprised if we don't see him against Texas.
Oh, he'll be there.
He's reliable. He's really physical, and I'm just going to be real. Nothing I saw from Jay Knott made me go, yes, that guy has to be on the field more than Javonte Barnes. I hope I end up being wrong. Like, Ott catches a swing against Texas and looks fast and takes it to the house. Like, I'd love nothing more than that. But I just think I was not impressed with his play speed. And if he doesn't have speed, like, he's not a physical back. So just give me Barnes, I know what I'm going to get from him.
What Barnes gives you in the pass pro is totally worth him being your second guy, with how physical he is and what we're going to see the backers for Texas are really good. Hill's a great blitzer. So he's a guy that you're going to have in that game as a protection piece.
You think they're going to run 6 up and see if we can pick up picks and twist stunts?
First series, first third down.
Maybe every third down.
Yep.
I mean, that's what I would do. Am I being too hard on Ott? I feel like as I'm hearing myself talk, it sounds pretty negative. Like, for the first real true action we've seen from the guy all season long. I don't know. It didn't look the way that I was hoping it would look. Maybe that's the best way to put it. I'm being too critical. I'm not sure.
Here's the thing. I like his movement. I like his vision. He's got really light feet, which is a change up to how most of our backs run. It's like over your toes and here it comes. He's got a different style. If the blocking looked the way it's supposed to look, I think he's an incredibly dangerous carrier of the football. But with what it looked on Saturday, like, he's a guy, like, if you're blowing people off the ball, I feel like he's the guy that's going to make you pay the most.
I disagree. I think it's Blaylock. Yeah. Like, when you watch the two guys on tape, the guy wearing 6 is moving way faster than the guy wearing 0.
I agree. That is undeniable.
And yes, we just talked about how Blaylock needs to learn to change speeds, but it's like, when I'm watching it, it's like, dude, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's go. And if I'm saying that against Kent State, how am I going to feel if he's getting carries against Texas? You know what I mean?
I agree. And I'll take your word for it. I have not gone back and looked through all the running games, so I'll trust your evaluation on it.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't do that. All right, tight end, Jaron Kanak. Quiet day for Kanak. 2 for 21. However, I was very encouraged by the 2 ways he got the football.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about during the bye week, like, hey, we need to find ways to get this guy the ball, throw him a little quick screen out on the outside, goes and gets some nice positive yards, and then a little play action throwback, like tight end screen,
Yeah.
which Jake Michael just blocked the defensive tackle. He almost caught the ball. Just block him, dude. What are we doing? But I liked seeing Arbuckle get him the ball in a few different ways that we just haven't seen them get him the ball yet. That was good.
And I think that that's going to have to continue to be a bigger piece of what we do. Um, I feel like it's the most common comment in all of football, throw it to the tight end more. And I think as we get into the back half of this season, I think we're gonna have to rely on Kanik a lot. So it was good to see them feature him in some stuff where we're just getting him the ball. It's not surprising to me that they didn't do it through the entire game, but it gives me the feeling that it's coming in the future when we get into some of these more difficult games that they're going to have some things designed specifically for him.
Yeah. And then in the run game, zone insert, split zone, what I'm calling split zone influence, where he goes to that end man on the line of scrimmage and
Yep.
slips him on purpose to get out there in the alley. Like, let him live in that world in the running game. And then Carson Kenton, Caden Helms I think those guys are going to be your two guys for that second tight end spot. I think we'll probably continue to see them both. I thought that they were decent in the running game. Helms had the touchdown catch, wide open, catch the ball. Great job. Touchdown. Fantastic. But still nothing that really stands out to me when it comes to the second tight end spot. But those are the guys that Arbuckle needs to ask. Like, when you've got a tight end at the point of attack in the run game, like, it needs to be those two guys moving forward.
Yep.
They got a much better chance than Kanik of holding up if you're having to hold on in like some one-on-one situations in the run game.
Totally agree.
Offensive line. Oh boy. Michael Fasusi. Great to see him back out there. Great to see him moving decently. I still don't think he looks like the guy I watched against Michigan, but did some really good things. He got off to a very rough start in this game. So rough where I was like, if you had another option, you pull him.
Yeah.
But he settled in, to his credit, settled in. He did some really good things. I like the way he's coming off in the run game. He's trying to strike guys. I really like seeing it. But when he gets in trouble, whether it's pass protection or run game, it's always his feet.
Yeah.
When he gets himself in trouble, like when he loses reps, all you have to do is watch his feet. They get narrow and close together. That's not where you want to be as an offensive lineman.
Yep.
It's not where you want to be. So when he's balanced, dude, he's an absolute monster as a true freshman. Monster. But he's got to focus on keeping those balanced feet, not getting narrow, because that's when he gets himself in trouble. We saw one snap of Logan Howland. He took like what I would describe as a bump to a knee, which I'm assuming that was already hurt, dude, because I don't know. Logan looks like he's being held together by duct tape right now. I'm just gonna be straight up about it. He had like 2 shoulder harnesses on.
Jeez.
He had the knee that got rolled up that he went off for, like, was already wrapped up. Like, it just, I think that guy's holding on for dear life right now, physically. That's how it looks to me.
Well, hopefully it wasn't too bad and he's able to get back a little bit. I did want to say on Fasusi, a little bit of perspective with him, because if we remember, missed a lot of time at the end of camp, beginning of the year. A lot of practice reps gone. Played the Michigan game, got rolled up, and then I don't know how much time he's missed since then, right? He's missed a lot of game time, but I think he's missed a lot of practice time as well. And it's a little bit different if a third-year starter that's a senior has to miss a lot of time and has a good foundation to fall back on. Hopefully he settles kind of back into where he was whenever he was practicing and rolling full speed every day.
I have very few concerns about him.
Yeah.
If I made it sound like I'm concerned,
No, no, no.
that's okay.
I was just thinking like hopefully like that's him kind of ramping back up to get to regain the ground that he had gained through training camp.
Hito Zaida. I thought he played a solid game. A couple of times in the run game where he's stopping his feet and almost just like relaxing where he's got to continue to strain. But there were, I mentioned that like 5-man box sub counter play that we ran.
Yeah.
He got some really nice movement on that play a couple times. And I really like the way he came off the ball some of the times in the run game. And other than, I mean, he like whiffed on a QB draw on the very first series of the game. Like, other than that, I thought he was, I mean, pretty solid in pass protection. If my, I can't recall me ever watching the tape and being like, what are you doing, 77? You know, so that's always a good thing.
Can I make a comment about the quarterback draw? And I saw this, I saw Texas do it, and I've seen it through college football quite a bit. You tell me, I feel like the timing is wrong.
It is.
Like
Correct.
it's a draw play. It's not a quarterback dive. So you still have defensive linemen that are in their initial, they haven't converted to pass rush.
Correct. They
The
have
second-
not gone, they have not converted. Yes. And it's going, you're right, all around the country, it is happening way too quickly. I don't know why. Your guess is as good as mine, Ted.
It's a draw play. Draw the defensive line upfield in the pass game. Let the second level get into some pass drops before you pull it down and go, and let the space open it up. I see everyone catching it in the shotgun and they're going, they just do this and then they're going. I don't know, just something I've noticed with that play.
It's hard to develop patience, Ted.
Yeah.
That applies to life, you know? Jake
Applies to me
Michaela,
specifically.
yeah, Jake Michaela just struggled with some of the pick game stuff. The one where Hawkins throws the touchdown, where he's getting taken to the ground as he hurls it to Sistania. Jake Michaela does not set in the middle. He sets to one side. The other backer knocks him in the side of the head. Both guys come free because Torrey Blaylock's like, what do I do with this? I was very frustrated watching that.
Send them the in the weeds this week, right? With
we're breaking that one down
out.
for sure.
Well, I mean, we went through it with Tech, right? Tech had some of the same exact issues. It was the main point that you brought up.
It did not take a rocket scientist to know that it was going to happen. But other than that, there was one where they run a slide beater. So it's a nice twist, same look, 6 up, where basically the left guard and left tackle get bought by defensive linemen and a backer, and Michaela has to bump it like he's got to take his guy and then get bumped all the way back for the looper. It's tough. It's tough, but they should be capable of doing it. Fabechi Wiwu looked much better physically than he did against Auburn, which was probably the most important thing. Still doesn't have the pop we saw in the run game from him before the ankle injury, but I'm hoping that it'll continue to get better and better. His technique continues to be solid. One thing I'll say, in the 6 up look, he protected himself with his inside hand and got off the ball and set a little vertical, and it looked like Fabechi Wiwu knew what was coming, that one of those backers was going to come and try to hit him in the side of the head, and when the guy did it, he collected him and grabbed him. Great job. Way to not be an idiot. Thank you.
I did want to ask you about Fabechi, and I don't know if this is just like a pregame deal, but I saw him like working, snapping the ball and stuff. Like, do you feel like he's the backup center at this point?
For sure. Something happens to Michaela, Fabechi goes to center, Foje comes in at right guard, which I don't know what's going on with Ryan Foje. When I watch him, he looks like a guy that's just accepted that he's a backup.
started to settle in.
There's not much urgency going on. And I don't know if it's because things are moving quick and he's confused. Like that'd be understandable for a freshman. But this dude's getting no movement at the point of attack. And at his size and with his power, that should not be the case, especially against Kent State. So he has, I don't know, man. He just like hasn't made the most of the reps he's gotten in games.
Yeah.
It's just been disappointing for me. Like my hope would be that he comes in and just like flies around like a crazy person, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And
I agree.
it's the opposite of that. It's like, oh, I'm out here. Here we go. Let's finish this game. I if I was a veteran guy in that room watching some of his reps in this game, he's a big guy, so but we're having a conversation. Cause the bottom line is what he's putting on tape is not the way it's supposed to look. Just
Yeah.
straight up. There's no other way to say it other than that. Like the old guys in that room need to get this guy right. And I think it all goes back to what I said a couple weeks ago. I think he's too heavy. I think he needs to take his conditioning more seriously. Like if you can't come out and fly around in garbage time against Kent State when you don't know the next time you're going to play a meaningful snap in the season, I I know I'm being hard on the kid, but I had high expectations for him, and it feels like he's not improving at all,
Yeah.
which is discouraging for me and frustrating for me. I want to see young guys when they get that opportunity to go out there and try to just, at the very least, try to bury some dudes. Just play with great effort.
Yeah.
And he's playing
Which
in place, like chopping his feet in the run game. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
it kind of feels like the maybe the whole feeling all around. When the defense was out there, you could tell these guys were chasing something. They want to be the number one defense in the country. They want to, have the most tackles for loss. They want to be the best on third down. And you can see the intensity when they play. The overall feeling with the offense, and I think this speaks right to what you're saying about Foger, it looked like we're just trying to get through this game. How much time's left up on the clock? Okay. How many more snaps you think we've got? Let's just get through it.
It's just not what you want to see from your young guys.
Yep.
It's frustrating for me. Last guy, Derek Simmons. Um, I don't know what that was. I I don't know how that was the same guy that played the way that he played against Auburn and Michigan. There's no other way to say it. Like he played horrible.
Hmm.
I received this text. Now I will not mention him by name, but I think some people can put it together. It's a guy, a friend of ours, Ted, friend of the program, that pretty much watches more tape than any human being I know. Here's the text. 66 looked as bad as a power four offensive lineman I think I've seen. And I couldn't really argue, man. I don't know what that was from Derek Simmons. He had played at a high level against our best competition, against Michigan and Auburn. Like I loved the effort. I loved the way that he played. And then he went out and played really, really poorly against Kent State. Like struggled in the run game, left his hips behind pretty much the entire day. That resulted in him having zero power, zero force into blocks. He got pulled a bunch in the run game because his hips were behind and not rolled into blocks. I did not think he would have trouble with their defensive ends at all. I watched him block the guys from Auburn pretty consistently, block the guys from Michigan consistently, and got beat a bunch by the guys from Kent State.
Which is, I mean, like, even if you say, well, he just non-conference game, Kent State's not very good. And I know Temple had some better players out there, but it's just I don't know. That's
He,
the
dude, I don't know.
obvious
He just looked
question.
like
Is he hurt? Did
I.
you see something?
It didn't look no like. I mean, he's wearing all the same stuff he normally wears.
Hmm.
He just looked really off balance the entire game. I I mean, I kept rewinding, going, "What is going on?" Like I tried to figure something. I was like, "What is going on with him?"
Hmm.
Because he has arguably been our most consistent lineman as a complete player that we've had. I don't know, man. He's gonna watch it and be like, "What?" I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we've all had good games and we've all had bad
I've
games.
never played that way against Kent State.
Right.
Brother, speak for yourself. No, sir.
Yeah.
Not
I
against the
guess
trash team. No, sir.
I'm just, since it's so out of character from what we've seen, I'm hoping it's a one game anomaly because
Well, buddy, let me tell you. If I'm Texas, I don't know. Pete Kwiatkowski's going to have a tough time picking between let's show six up and just pick and twist because they can't handle it, or let's just attack 66 with our edge rushers because clearly he can't block anyone.
hmm.
I, dude, I don't know what that was. I don't, and I know I'm being tough on Simmons, but it's because I thought I had his like baseline level of play figured out. And that baseline was really, really solid. And then he went out and did whatever that was. I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
That's disappointing
Yes, it is.
because, I mean, for multiple reasons, you're playing one of the better defenses in the country coming up this week with Texas. Uh,
Correct.
they got some great edge guys that can make even, some of the best tackles pay. Uh, and here's the other thing, like, I don't know if Mateer's going to play or not, but if he is going to play, we got to keep him from getting destroyed back there. I mean, if he plays, he's going to be damaged goods at least to some extent. We got to keep people off of our golden goose back there.
We won't know if he's playing until we kick the thing off on Saturday. That's just how it is.
Yep.
Everyone's going to ask everyone they know. No one knows. We'll find out Saturday.
Yep.
I'm like the passing game is not what I'm necessarily worried about. It's like the run game and the lack of efficiency that we've had in the run game. Like he is what makes our run game go.
Mm-hmm.
And when you run, you got to hold the ball and grip it. Like I think him dropping back and holding the ball with that thumb is like the least of my worries. I think he'll be able to throw it fine. I think it's the other stuff like him taking hits to that hand or using it to like stiff arm.
Those guys are going to be chopping at that ball at any time he's got it in his hands.
Yeah, so let's get to call your shot. I feel like that was super negative, but I feel like at this point
It
it's
is
just
what it is.
dude, it's the defense looks we have a championship caliber defense. It's obvious. Anyone with eyes can see it. And we had a championship caliber offense for so long, anyone with eyes could see it. And the defense wasn't good enough. And now it's flipped, and it's just pissing me off. I'm
Yeah.
in your shoes now. I'm where you were, and I don't like it.
No, I get it. And like well, you look where we are, where we're sitting currently. I don't know. I don't have it up at least at this point. It doesn't look like it's out. Well, here it is. The AP top 25. We're at number 6.
We
You're
should have
5
dropped
and
more
0.
than that.
You point is you're considered at as a top 10 team, you're considered a team that has a chance to go win a championship. We've got to bring the level of play up a lot in order for that to happen, for to even begin to have that conversation.
And those guys in that offensive room, they got to have some tough conversations because special teams is rolling. Defense is really rolling. And you're the group. This is a three-phase game. There are three units on this team. You are the group that's holding everyone back. Now, would John Mateer coming back help a lot? Clearly. But I expect Mike Hawkins to be better. I expect the offensive line to play better. I've kind of just accepted the run game is what it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
But wide receivers, can someone catch a ball and then go make something happen? Can a back make anyone miss?
Again, like the frustrating part is it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about some of these great games out there, and maybe those aren't good examples. You can watch almost any game across college football and see it happening constantly. And even teams that are playing really good defenses that are outmatched, you can see some of these happen on a very routine basis. And I mean, at a minimum, you got to be able to do that stuff against Kent State and Temple and Illinois State. Okay, yeah, you're playing Michigan, really good defense. Auburn's got a really strong defense. Okay, some of that is what it is, but whenever you can't do it against some of these teams that you massively out athlete, it becomes a very, very big problem that you're looking at that has to be remedied really soon. You're out of time. Here it comes. There is not one single game the rest of the season where you cannot get exposed massively if you don't play a whole hell of a lot better.
No doubt. All right, let's get to call your shot. Let's just do this one from Jeremy Russell because I spent forever complaining about the offense. I think this sums it up well. Defense elite and special teams are so much better. Need the offense to raise their level in order to get where we want to get, whether Mateer or Hawkins. Time to put up or shut up.
There you go.
You said it, Jeremy.
Well said.
Well said.
Got to play with edge.
What do I owe you for that? What do I owe you for that therapy session? What's your hourly rate?
Luckily, you caught me at a good time. This is buy one get one week.
Oh, okay. Well, I was hoping you'd say pro bono, but okay, fine.
Pro bono, right. Yeah.
All right, let's recap the biggest games of Week 6 of college football. But first,
Schwab Meat has been smoking the highest quality meats, hot dogs, and sausages in OKC since 1912. Go to schwabmeat.com to order any of Schwab's outstanding products and use promo code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab dogs are iconic. I like to keep it simple. Just a bun, dog, mustard, ketchup. Also, the jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage is ridiculous. schwabmeat.com, code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab Meat, the official hot dog of game days.
And head to the garage for hand smashed patties, butter toasted buns, and ice cold beer. My go-to is the double bison cheeseburger. It's so good. The garage is the perfect spot to watch any big game, and you can enjoy Rad Hour every day. Enjoy discounted domestic beers, house wines, draft cocktails, and frozen cocktails Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Visit eatatthegarage.com to find a location near you or order online from the garage in your neighborhood.
Insurica has launched a new digital agency introducing Insurica Direct. Whether you're in Oklahoma or anywhere across the U.S., they've got you covered. From small business insurance and health insurance for your employees to insurance for individuals like home, auto, and even Medicare supplements. Insurica Direct's got it all. Start your journey today at insuricadirect.com. Remember, at Insurica, we specialize in you.
All right, let's recap the best games of Week 6 of college football. Texas, you had one job. We were going to get College Game Day if you just went to Gainesville and won, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Florida knocks off the Longhorns 29-21, and it was clear Florida was the better team. They controlled pretty much this entire football game, Ted.
Yeah, the score doesn't feel like it tells an accurate story of that football game.
No.
Um, Florida's offense, who had been dead in the water for most of the season, ran the ball really good at times. Lagway was efficient, spreading the ball around, looked good. And we know, like, that's not the Texas's defense is not a fake. They have been really good for going on 3 or 4 years now. And Florida was able to do quite a bit of really good stuff against them.
It was good to see DJ Lagway play well.
Mm-hmm.
That he's been taking a beating publicly. For him to go out and play the way that he did, that's got to be extremely encouraging for Florida fans. It's a big win for Billy Napier. Clearly, I it seems like his future's still uncertain there at Florida, but clearly a huge win. He told us them getting Dallas Wilson back was a big deal.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that dude, true freshman, monster.
Yes, he is.
6 for 111, 2 touchdowns, and one of them it was just like, get off me. I'm going to catch this. And then he just goes through two guys and just pulls them into the end zone. I was like, my goodness.
Yeah.
That was impressive. He was impressive. Very, very impressive.
Yep, he was. And guys like that are game changers, and still like feels like that's one of the spots that we're missing. We're waiting on someone like that to emerge in our offense that's just going to say, screw it, I'm going to go start making some big time plays. But yeah, that was a massive factor in this football game.
Arch Manning is going to get a lot of criticism because he's the quarterback at Texas and he's got all the endorsement deals and his last name's Manning and all of that. That's just how it works. Yeah, he threw 2 interceptions. Not great. Yes, spiked the ball in the last play of the game to end the game. Also not great. But he was under siege the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he got hit and hit and hit. In some of his biggest plays of the game, he's avoiding pressure. He's got like this great move to get out of trouble and then wing it down the field. And you're like, wow, that's really impressive. The pocket was a mess for the entire game. He got sacked 6 times. He should have gotten sacked like 12.
Yeah. And, I saw, some of the throws that a lot of people were really critical of. He's like eating a face mask while he's trying to let go of the football.
Arch Manning is way down the list on Texas problems in this football game. I actually thought he played pretty well considering the circumstances. Their problem is their offensive line stinks. They have taken a significant step back on the offensive line. And they just sent 4 dudes to the NFL. I get it.
Yeah.
They've been really good along the offensive line the last couple of years. But they have not. I think they thought that they had replaced those guys with high-level players, and those guys just have not performed at a very high level, and they've got a massive left guard problem.
Yeah.
Go watch a lot of the clips where Arch Manning's under pressure. Left guard beat, left guard beat, left guard beat. Hey, let's change the left guard. We're going 79-71, Ted. Beat. They got a left guard straight up, man. I went and watched every snap of the game. They got a left guard problem.
And it's not going to get better this coming week. That's for sure. Because it's ramping up big time on the interior.
Texas had 52 rushing yards in the game. And I think Arch Manning accounted for like 37 of them. He did some good stuff with his legs where he just kind of took off. Like that was their best offense.
Yeah.
Was Arch Manning dropping back, everyone being covered, and him just taking off and running. Wisner had 8 carries for 11 yards. And then they kind of just, it wasn't going. So Sark they got in a big hole and he just got away from it.
Yeah.
Did you see Wisner score a touchdown?
Yeah, but I see what you have listed there. I didn't see I guess I just didn't pay attention to
I
the end of it.
He grabbed his hammy.
Right.
It looked like he actually hurt himself though. I think he did. Like it looked like he tweaks his hammy, and he's been banged up. Right, this was his first game back,
Yeah.
and this is late in the game. But like I was sitting, I was like, oh my gosh, that stupid fake hammy celebration. I hate it. And I was like, wait a second. That looks like he actually tweaked his hammy, which we start looking to the weekend. That's a big deal if he's going to be out for them.
Yeah. And
It looked real.
That's the thing. Whenever you miss time and you've been banged up, the hamstrings are often the first thing to go. When if you've been limping around or been compensating and your gait or the gait changes whenever you're back out on the field, the hamstrings are oftentimes the first thing to cut loose whenever you try and make a return.
So to recap, Texas's trip to Gainesville, 2 turnovers. They got a punt block for safety.
Ouch.
They had 52 rushing yards. Their quarterback got sacked 6 times and got hit a lot more. That is not a winning formula.
Yep.
Credit to Florida, man. They were the better team. They're the more physical team. They looked fast, too. Fast.
I thought Florida at times looked like, hey, this team's got something, but like a lot of unforced errors in that game that better caliber teams just aren't going to make to let you back in the game. Like handed Texas opportunities to get back in the thing.
Texas has a good defense. I think that group got worn down because what was it, like an 8 or 9 time of possession advantage for Florida?
It was 34 for Florida to 25-53 for Texas. So
and really a lot of the big plays they gave up, guys from Florida just going over the top of guys and making plays. Like the coverage is good. I mean, the one where Dallas Wilson catches it down the sideline, the guy falls down. I mean, I don't feel any differently about Texas' defense than I did heading into this one. They're good.
I agree. Yep. They got enough. I mean, I think that I don't know how deep they are. And not just in like they're 2 and 3 deep. I'm talking across their total 11. They've got some really, really elite level players sprinkled throughout that do a really good job for them, and they do a great job highlighting those guys. I don't know that they've got an elite 11 guys out there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. On to our next game. Vanderbilt went to Tuscaloosa and just didn't have enough. Bama ends up winning 30-14. How about that late touchdown for the cover for the Crimson Tide? But they were
brutal.
Yeah, that would hurt. That hurt me. It hurt you. That hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
But there was no doubt Bama was the better team. But it was, Ted, this was a back and forth game the whole way until Bama created that separation in the fourth quarter. I really don't feel any differently about either of these teams after watching this game. I still think both of these teams are good football teams. I don't think Vanderbilt's a team that's going to compete for an SEC championship, but I think Vanderbilt's a team that can beat any team in the SEC on any given Saturday.
Yeah.
That's still how I feel.
One thing for me that really stands out, and this kind of ties back into our Mike Hawkins conversation. Ty Simpson, the way he plays quarterback, he looks incredibly technically sound, if that makes sense. Like the platform he's throwing from, the mechanics on the play action and the rollout stuff. I think that's the key to his success. Like you're going to find better athletes, better playmakers out there. You're probably going to find guys that have better arms, but the framework that he plays with sets him up for success.
would not mind going and parlaying a Ty Simpson Heisman Trophy winner and Ty Simpson #1 overall in the NFL draft. Wouldn't mind going and parlaying those two things, seeing what odds I could get.
He plays the position right now like you expect to see when you turn the TV on Sunday.
The thing that he
It's
does,
like I'm not talking about the skill level. Forget just like the way he operates the offense.
it he is the best I've seen in college football by a wide margin at moving the secondary with his eyes to create space where he creates space to throw the ball where he knows it needs to go based on the coverage. It's high level quarterbacking.
Yep.
And it's impressive. He looks awesome.
340 against what had been a really solid Vanderbilt defense.
I did feel like Vandy missed a bit of an opportunity to create some separation in that first half, man. If Pavia doesn't fumble, I mean that took points off the board. It would have been, hey, maybe it's 10-0.
Yep.
There, even more. I don't know, but that score for Bama before the half too, to tie it up at 14 felt very, very significant because it felt like Vandy outplayed him in the first half. And you looked up and you're like, wait, it's tied?
That's right. They had a really good chance of Alabama going in at halftime and sitting there for 20 minutes and thinking about, oh boy, is this going to happen again? And start to, feel that pressure. But the way they closed the half kind of got them out of that. And then they go and take the lead right away. And, it's kind of, it's the good with Pavia and it's the bad with Pavia. Like, he is capable of some great stuff that just wills you back into the game or wills you to a win. But with that come mistakes, critical mistakes and errors, trying to force the ball, trying to make some plays. That's what you get from guys that play his style of ball.
He had the red zone fumble, points off the board. And then in the second half, they're driving, they're down 2014, and he has the red zone pick. And then Bama just takes it and sits on it.
Yep.
What was that like?
Plays.
What was that like 8.5 minutes?
16 plays, 69 yards, 829.
Jeez.
And where did the second half go?
Yeah. And it's gone. Jam Miller does, like, he's back healthy for the Tide. It seems like he's breathed life into that running game. And dude, I know we already gave Ty Simpson, we already gave him his roses, but that dude could also do a little something with his legs. Like he's additive in that area as well. So Bama is, that offense looks as legit as any offense in the country right now. And they got wide receivers that go make plays.
Yep.
I mean, Horton, Williams, and Bernard, you're going to have a very tough time convincing me that anybody in the country's got a better 1, 2, 3 than that at wide receiver.
Yep. That's
especially when Ryan Williams catches the ball like he did in this game. When he catches it, he's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. Just to go back to the point about like the time of possession, like the first 3 drives of the second half, Vanderbilt had 13 plays in their first 3 drives of the second half. 4 and punt, 3 and out, 6 plays interception. First 3 drives for Alabama, they had 33 plays. I mean, that is a discrepancy that's very, very difficult to make up when you're trying to come from behind.
Bama's defense completely shut down that rushing attack in the second half. That was impressive. It made Vandy play a style offensively that I don't think they excel at. And then the only other note I have from this game, Ted, is I heard Bama's Justin Jefferson's name, like it felt like 50 times in this game because it stands out because his name is Justin Jefferson. And you're like,
Right.
wait, what? And I swear Sean McDonough said it 50 times. It was crazy.
Over and over and over.
Dude was everywhere in this game, but it stood out each time because he just said Justin Jefferson. And you're like, wait, Justin Jefferson, Bama backer, good player.
Has Alabama uh, asserted themselves as the best team in the SEC currently?
Yes.
Yep.
I
I mean, it felt that way whenever they beat Georgia. It's like, okay, they've been playing well. They went and beat Georgia on the road. And I know this game isn't going to get the headlines that the Georgia win is, but it's a really good win. And I feel like they proved it. This run up that they've had since that Florida State loss is not a fluke.
Bama and Missouri, I think up to this point have
Missouri
looked.
is the most underrated football team in the country.
Oh, for sure. They are
And I
a
know that
dangerous team.
their schedule is kind of lends itself to that, but
Don't
their
care. That
running back,
offense looks awesome, and they got some guys on that defense, especially along that defensive line.
they got the number one rushing defense in the country currently.
That's good. That's
Number one rushing offense. I don't know if it's number one in the country, but it's up there in the SEC. It's number one and the number one rushing defense. That's a hell of a place to start to win football games.
My top tier in the SEC would be Bama, Missouri. I'm not sure I'm putting Ole Miss up there.
I'm the same.
I think I think I got Bama and Missouri on the top tier alone, and then you've got the group of Ole Miss, A&M, OU, Georgia,
Tennessee.
Tennessee, LSU. Like it feels like that's all just one giant pack, right?
I agree. Right now, Missouri and Alabama and they've played drastically different schedules. I'm not unaware of that, but those are the two teams right now that you look at that don't have a glaring weakness somewhere. But like for us, we've got a weakness on offense. You just have to call it what it is, specifically the running game. Like those two teams to me right now feel like they're the most complete teams. Like A&M defense looks great. Offense lacking quite a bit. So I think most of the teams fall into that tier 2 category.
Yeah. So you agree Bama and Missouri up at the top right now with what we've seen?
Right now, with what we've seen. Now that may change when Missouri starts playing some more difficult games. Alabama going to Missouri this week, is that right?
Is that right?
I think so. Let's see here.
Look at you. Yeah. 11 a.m. ABC.
That's going to be a football game now.
Big one. Bama is opened as a 3.5-point favorite. Wouldn't mind sprinkling that Missouri money line.
Yep. Interesting game.
Very interesting. All right, one more game that we need to recap. Don't have to spend a ton of time on this one because Miami is a better football team than Florida State. That was clear. 28-22. I would like to be, I don't think I'm the first, but I'm probably one of many to congratulate Miami on winning the Florida State championship. They beat Florida, South Florida, and Florida State.
And this year, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah. And you looking at this game against Florida State, they won the game for two reasons, Ted. Extremely explosive plays on offense, and they won the turnover battle.
Yep.
So you win the turnover battle 3-0, and you produce some really explosive plays in the passing game, and it's a good way to go win on the road. But this is an incredibly weird box score game.
Yeah.
Miami had 15 less first downs than Florida State. They had 66 fewer yards on offense. They had 8 more penalties, and they won on the road.
Yeah. The game, the fourth quarter was a totally different football game than the first 3 quarters.
Well, the first quarter was it was like really competitive back and forth. I was going, man, okay, maybe I was wrong. I thought Miami was on a different level than Florida State. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. Like Florida State made a late charge in the fourth quarter, and there were a bunch of people that bet on Miami that were getting very uncomfortable.
Yeah. And it was just you start to wonder, like, should Florida State have just kind of opened it up a little bit more? Like, here's I think Miami is clearly one of the best teams in the country. However, people rank them, in the top five, clearly in the top five. However, you stack those teams is up to each person. I think Miami has scattered throughout their roster elite of the elite players at, a bunch of different positions. I still think that they are undisciplined on defense, and that can be taken advantage of by the right team. But if you allow them to just have a bunch of one-on-one matchups, us versus you, you're not going to beat them.
Yeah. I Carson Beck did some really good things. Malachi Tony looks like the fastest man alive.
Yes.
Another true freshman wide receiver. Apparently, all these other teams could just have true freshman wide receivers that go out there and ball out. 7 for 107. In that, he had a 44-yard touchdown in this game where he looks like he's in fast forward compared to everyone else. He also had a 52-yard touchdown, wiped off the board for an illegal motion. Guy moving forward on the motion, Ted.
Can't do it.
Had no effect on the play at all, but took a 52-yard touchdown for Malachi Tony off the board. That guy is electric.
Rarely do you see guys that, especially when you're like talking about teams of this caliber, that looks like they're playing at a different speed than everyone else. Like, that is, you just don't see it a whole lot. And that dude is lightning. It's fun to watch when they're playing other teams.
Yes,
not if they're playing you.
Don't want to see that against OU's defense. No, thank you. But CJ Daniels had 2 big touchdown catches. Elite celebration, doing the Florida State war chant into the camera. Well done, young man. That was fantastic. The only other thing I have on this game, I wanted to pick your brain on this. Are onside kicks, have they become too difficult to recover in college football? Because Florida State had 3 of them in the fourth quarter. And they went with the watermelon spinner, and they just
I love.
got
That's
none
my
of them.
favorite one. That one's hard. It's not easy. Here, this is some advice to special teams coaches out there if they want it. Stop putting 2 kickers out there. Okay? You're wasting a body. All right? You need more people that can recover the football. Are they going to kick it over here? Are they going to kick it over there? Is, to me, it doesn't really offer a whole lot. In my opinion, you just have a guy standing out there. I think it's dumb. But the second 2 times they tried the watermelon spinner, it gave them a chance. They got the bounces that they want, but whenever you see an onside kick 3 times, like, the pressure of it is kind of gone on the return team, and it gets more difficult as you go. Like, those guys just kind of know how to play it, but you may be onto something. I don't know. I think all the protections on onside kicks that the leagues have put in is just, it's dumb.
Would it be more fun for college football to go to a 4th and 20, 4th and 15, you get a play like that? That would clearly be more exciting than an onside kick.
Well, all they have to do is eliminate the rules about where you need to be on where you have to line up on kickoff.
Yeah. If it's can't overload a side, like that type of stuff.
If it's an onside kick, to me, and everyone knows it, hey, we're doing an onside kick, you should be able to line up wherever you want. My opinion.
I'm with you. It was weird watching 3 of them in a row and being like, this isn't as exciting as I wanted to be. Like, I wanted to sit there and be like on the edge of my seat, be like, Florida State's going to get this somehow, but I never felt that way.
Yeah.
It
No,
would
I'm
be
with
more fun to watch the offense run a play. Like I give me this is maybe the best way to put it. Give me Tommy Castellanos out there running around like a madman, trying to make a play on 4th and 15 or 4th and 20 over. Okay, here comes the kicker to try to spin it as hard as he can again.
Yeah, I, I hear what you're saying, but
You hate it. That's fine.
well, I like it if there's no chance it has an effect on my team. But,
Fair.
you know, like all of a sudden putting your lead in jeopardy for a couple of like 4th and 20, like I don't know. That's
What happens if it was 4th and 30? I'd
yeah,
rather watch a team try to pick up 4th and 30 than watch an onside kick. It would
yeah.
be it would be more exciting.
Here's like I've got some very like concrete like rules things that I like. I think the framework you have to, in my opinion, you have to earn possession of the football. So to give a rule that just gives them possession where they get to run a play, I'm not that big of a fan of.
I, I've got no argument for that. Fair enough. Let's move on. Only other thing on this game is this loss isn't the one that's going to haunt Florida State at all. Right? Miami was a better team. The loss to Virginia is the one that's going to that's going to haunt them. That's now they have I mean no margin for error the rest of the
Right.
way.
No, I agree. I agree. And that Virginia game, like Virginia's a solid team. Friday night on the road turns into like a crazy atmosphere. They had some tough calls go against them. Like that game is college football, you know.
Yes.
That's what you love about it. But yeah, it's the one that they're going to want back all season long. But I don't think they're out of it.
Virginia got a big win over Louisville in overtime. Like so, hey, maybe Virginia's a solid football team. All right,
Yep.
let's finish up with our winners and losers of the weekend. But first, for all of us Sooners, there comes a time when we need help. We need someone to fight for us, and that Sooner is Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. If you are battling cancer or any other life threatening condition and your insurance carrier is either slow playing or outright denying your treatment, use the law to get the medical care you need. Marr Law Firm believes you shouldn't have to fight your insurance company while also fighting for your life. Go to see Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. They turn victims of insurance bad faith into champions. And three things matter in banking: service, service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise, it's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go.
Bishop McGinnis Catholic High School represents a tradition of educational excellence in Oklahoma City. Grounded in a faith-based education, Bishop McGinnis offers a college prep curriculum that includes 26 AP courses, participation in OSSAA athletics, and numerous clubs and organizations for students to join and grow. If you want to provide the best possible educational and spiritual development for your children, contact Bishop McGinnis Catholic High School or visit bmchs.org. Financial aid is available.
And go to outlasted.com and use promo code TED for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's outlasted.com and use promo code TED. Buttery soft and 10% off. As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
It's got to be Texas Tech. You know, there was a lot put into this game. Yeah, that win against Utah was impressive, but can you string a couple of big ones together? And a lot of people had circled this Houston game. Houston wearing the old Oilers color scheme was awesome. Did not help them in the football game. They got destroyed. And reluctantly, here I am saying, Tech's for real. It's a good football team. How do they stack up in the pecking order of the best teams out there? Whatever. I'm not exactly sure, but their defense is playing really, really good ball right now. They got playmakers. The quarterback position for them, they got a couple of guys, right? We saw that in the Utah game, but Morton came back and had a solid effort. I just think they're a really good all-around football team that has, some really good players on defense.
I think this may be the best way to put it, and this is kind of what I was thinking about as I watched that game. It feels like Texas Tech or Miami. It feels like those are the teams most likely in the Power Four to go undefeated.
Yeah, Tech, Kansas at Arizona State, Oklahoma State at K-State, BYU, UCF at West Virginia. I mean,
Maybe they stumble at some point, but I'll be at this point like it'll be very very surprising if they're not playing for a Big 12 championship and they don't go to the
shocking,
playoff. Yeah,
shocking. I mean,
yeah.
they right now they have to be a team that you feel like you can pencil in. You never know what happens in college football, but as you look at their schedule, they're going to be a sizable favorite in pretty much every single game that they play.
They do a really nice job of running it pretty efficiently. Like Jacoby Williams, I think is a really solid back. And then they do what I think a lot more teams should do. They just push it down the field, man. Baron
Well,
Morton just wings it down the field, say, hey, go make a play, guys.
I
And they
know.
do it a lot. And guys, to their credit, like they're super aggressive pushing it down the field in the passing game. And the protection's been very solid. And they produce explosive plays in the passing game.
They do. Yep. And again, this is one of the common threads that you see across the sport, just generally speaking, especially from the top teams. They have the potential to score from far at any moment. And that's a big piece that is, blatantly missing right now from Oklahoma's offense.
Joey McGuire, I can't lie, man. I'm happy for that guy. Like he feels like one of and I know that they're the narrative around Tech is the payroll and what Cody Campbell's doing with his money to get guys there. Like I get that, but Joe McGuire does seem like one of the good dudes in college football. And
Every single coach in college football loves the guy, has a great relationship with him because of, his background, and that's why he got brought up to the college levels, because the relationships he has and how good of a recruiter he is. I'm with you. He's
a
done a
lot of
great job.
pressure on him and this team because of the financial investment in it, and they're rolling.
Yep.
Who do you have as your loser? It's a rhetorical question at this point. Who do you have as your loser of the weekend? I already know the answer. It's got to be Penn State.
Penn
It's
State.
got it. Okay, good.
What
I can't wait.
the hell? What is that?
As improbable of a result as I can remember in a very long time, dude. Unbelievable. Like shocking. Shocking.
Yeah. Nico decided to look like what he was supposed to look like all along. 128 yards on the ground with 3 touchdowns. Looked like Cam Newton out there against Penn State. Uh, is it bad if one of the worst teams in all of college football runs it 52 times for 280 against you?
It's not good.
Unreal.
I the the first half of that game, I think it's the most surprised I've been by a halftime score in maybe ever.
Well, yeah. I mean,
27-7.
the final score is 42-37. Like Penn State made a run in the second half. It was 27-7 at halftime, as you pointed out. And it's like, what is going on? It's just crazy.
There were multiple points in this game, dude, where you're like, okay, here comes Penn State. They're going to win this thing. Like they blocked the punt for a touchdown to make it 27-21. You're like, okay, here we go. Well, Nico goes right down the field.
Yeah.
I they stuff. What would UCLA, to their credit, they're like, we're going to win the game. We're going for it on 4th and 1 on our own 35. They get stuffed. You're starting to think, okay, is Penn State going to go for 2 after they score, go for the win? Or are they going to go for the tie? Like James Franklin's got a decision. UCLA's defense gets to stop.
You got to score first.
Yeah, I personally, I would have not gone with the Drew Aller read run game for the 4th and got to have it play. That's just me. But credit to UCLA. Like there were moments in this game where it felt like it was turning and they were able to take control back.
It's such a weird. I'm sitting here just to bring up the team stats because UCLA had not won a football game. Penn State was still the number 7 team in the country. And you would think, okay, well, in order to lose that football game, Penn State must have had 6 turnovers. No, they won the turnover battle 1-0. Well, they must have just got decimated in penalties. No, they had 6 penalties for 43. UCLA had 5 for 35. Pretty comparable. It's such a weird. It's like, how do you even explain what went on? It's so strange.
It's just simple for me. Nico Iamaleava looked like the best player in the sport on Saturday.
He looked great.
He threw some dimes in this game on some deep balls. And then when things broke down, like, and they needed a big play, like he took off and made plays with his legs. He was undoubtedly with the Penn State squad that's got a bunch of guys that are going to be drafted. He was undoubtedly the best player on the field, head and shoulders above everyone else. Like that was, I know he's had a rough go of it, dude, but that was really fun to watch. He was electric in this game.
He was. And it's crazy though. They lost to Utah, UNLV, New Mexico, and Northwestern. Lost to those teams. And all of a sudden against a Penn State, super solid all the way around football team, known for playing really good defense. Like he goes out and has by far his best performance, 5 touchdowns. It doesn't line up. I don't know how you explain it. And James Franklin's going to have to explain it somehow, and I don't know how he's going to do it.
That's the thing, man, is James Franklin has not lost this game.
I know it.
He loses to Ohio State and Michigan, and he loses to Oregon. He doesn't lose this game. And now a season where they had very real expectations to go win a national title, they have zero margin for error. It is one of the most shocking results in a while in college football. And it's a great reminder. You better be ready to play. You better be on edge. Or else you can get beat. And Penn State's guys had to be flying home going, what did we just do?
Did you see the interview with Neuheisel?
During the game? I'm sure Penn State fans loved that.
I didn't see the one during the game. I saw the one.
Oh, yeah. During the game, they brought Rick in to do a little analysis. And I've done radio with Rick. I really like Rick. But if I'm a Penn State fan, it's like, seriously, we're bringing the offensive coordinator's dad in to break it down? This doesn't feel very balanced.
I'm talking about his son after the game. Did you see that? He has never called plays before. He didn't know how. It's the first time he's had to use the headset to talk to the quarterback. He's never practiced that. He said, I kept like try I if you're watching the video, we're wearing what's kind of like a coach's headset. He kept trying to talk, but he's used to having his headset mic flipped up. So he's sitting there like pushing the button and talking, and his headset mic's not flipped down. He didn't know how to like that is like the biggest insult to injury right there. Which the interview's great. It's entertaining as hell. But if you're a Penn State fan, you're like, oh my God, what the hell?
How about this? If you want a what the hell stat for Penn State fans, here we go. UCLA's interim coach, Tim Skipper, is now tied with James Franklin with one career top 10 win against a Big Ten opponent.
Oh my God. Wow.
Brutal, dude. I mean, credit to UCLA. Nico went out there and balled out, man.
I just saw this on the team stats. We talked about time of possession. 39 to 20 in UCLA's favor.
Mm.
That's like an Army time of possession stat. Brutal.
Did the dozens of fans at the Rose Bowl storm the field?
Yeah, I made the joke when we were talking about on the radio broadcast that UCLA missed the perfect opportunity to storm the field and not even get fined for it.
Just not enough people to get fined.
Right.
It's a great win. And as bad of a loss as I can remember if you're Penn State.
Touchdown drive. 17 plays, 75 yards, 8 minutes and 16 seconds. Woo! That's a bad way to lose, man. 13 plays, 75 yards, touchdown, 745.
Went exactly how we all thought it would. My goodness.
My goodness.
College football. That's why it's the
Well,
best sport in the world. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first, if you're looking for tickets to OU's next game, SeatGeek is where y'all need to go. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Oklahoma Sooners. So all Sooners tickets on SeatGeek are authentic and secure, and every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. So go to SeatGeek.com or download the SeatGeek app and use our code BREAKDOWN10 for 10% off any tickets. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports festivals, and more. The app is extremely easy to use, and SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. And remember, you can use code BREAKDOWN10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code BREAKDOWN10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thanks, SeatGeek. The Ridge Power Bank has changed my life. Before I got mine, when I traveled, so many chargers and so many cords with all the chargers. Well, those days are over for me because just like Ridge revolutionized the wallet, Ridge has now changed the game for portable charging. Go to ridge.com and use code OKBreakdown for 10% off on a Ridge power bank. Ridge's 5-in-1 travel power bank has built-in cables, and it lets you charge all your devices at the same time with one power bank and no extra cables. MagSafe Wireless, Apple Watch, Lightning, USB-C, it's got it all. And like everything Ridge makes, it's built to last. With free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty. This is the last power bank you'll ever need. One thing to pack, 5 ways to power. You can find Ridge's power bank at Best Buy, or our listeners can get 10% off at ridge.com by using code OKBreakdown at checkout. Just head to ridge.com and use code OKBreakdown, and you're all set. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. All right, for my winner of the weekend, give me the Texas A&M Aggies. Handled business against Mississippi State. End up winning 31-9. Very, very competitive game in the first half, Ted. It was 7-3 at the half, but it kind of felt like Texas A&M's overall depth took over in the second half, and just a handful too many mistakes from Mississippi State. They couldn't get the offense going. I thought their
Yeah.
defense played well enough to win the game. They just couldn't get the offense going at all.
Yeah, and man, it felt like okay, they had a couple of opportunities to make something happen and see if we get back in this game, and turnovers, mistakes that were super costly just absolutely killed their opportunities in that football game in the second half.
Well, that shaping interception in the first half where the guy reaches and gets the back of the ball as it's coming out and it gets intercepted. That was what, 4 minutes or so to go in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of them possibly, just punting, pinning them deep and it being 3-0 at the half, or maybe 6-0, or maybe 10-0, A&M gets momentum from that and goes and scores a touchdown to Casey Concepcion, and it's 7-3. And you're Mississippi State, and you're like, man, I feel like we've outplayed them, and we're down 7-3.
7-3, and you get the ball back, and you hope that you can, maybe do a 2-minute drill, something, get down the field, get a field goal on the board, 3 and out.
Yeah, Mississippi State's defense was just on the field too long. I thought they got worn out in the third and fourth quarter. A big time of possession difference in this game as well, but A&M did run it for 303. That'll work. I mean, that's a good way to do it.
Yep. They got a good running game. They got an athletic quarterback. They got a legit defense. If you can stop the run against A&M, things are going to get pretty hairy for them, but that's a big task. They're going to play in a bunch of – now, this one ended up being, they put the 31 up there, but for a big majority of the game, I mean, it's 7-3 with just a couple minutes to go in the third quarter. That's what the majority of A&M games are going to look like this year,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think A&M has to be encouraged by the way that their defense played. What, Mississippi State had 77 yards rushing. They forced a couple turnovers. Shapen looked very uncomfortable in the pocket most of the night. They got a ton of pressure on him. Bunch of pass rush wins for that defensive line. If I was Lebby, I would have dialed up the throw it deep to Brendan Thompson play a few more times.
I know.
But I guess the best question is, I mean, does A&M feel like a legit contender? I think not.
Yeah.
We talked about the tiers, how we kind of see them earlier, but it feels like that offense is missing something in the passing game a little bit. But
they're the flip of us, I think. Really good defense. And I like our passing game with Mateer. I feel like that's the strength of our offense. Their running game is the strength of their offense, but glaring holes in pieces of their overall game. So I think it's different, but I think they fall into the group that isn't as complete as the top tier teams.
But could they play for an SEC championship? Sure.
Yeah.
That's sure. Yeah. I don't think they're on the level of like Ohio State, Miami, Oregon, but would it surprise me if they're in an SEC championship game this season? Not really. I mean, one last thing. I do think that Mississippi State fans should still be incredibly encouraged by the progress of the program under Jeff Lebby.
I agree. I think they're going to continue to be a very difficult out for everyone in the conference, even the top tier teams. They've got the potential to hang around and then be, a deep ball, a couple of big plays away from, going and beating teams that you would say that they shouldn't.
That second half is like a product of the work that still needs to be done from a roster building standpoint there.
Yep.
They've done some good things when you compare it to last year. Like the progress has been made, but there's still more progress to be made. And The only other thing though is like Fluff Bothwell got carted off at the end of this game in garbage time, which that
Hurt.
it looked serious. So I'm hoping it wasn't as serious as it looked, but that would be a very, very big blow for that Mississippi State offense.
Yeah, because he's coming off a couple of big games, had a huge game against Tennessee, couple of touchdowns there. So yeah,
Kyle Field looks crazy from my couch, by the way. We've
yeah.
both played there, and it is a tough place to play.
It's totally, and I was explaining to some guys at the house last night. I when you look at some of the biggest stadiums, and it's kind of right there. There's teams, there's what, a couple are 103, 104, just above that 100,000 person mark, and they're big. Like Tennessee's got a huge stadium, but it is a totally different look and feel than Kyle Field. It is like stacked right up on top of you. It's like you can't even see the sky in that thing. It's everyone is piled right on top of the field. It's incredible.
From my couch, it feels like the biggest home field advantage in college football. From my
Yep.
couch. The
Yep.
way that it looks, the way that it sounds, like it just those those weirdos make it's a good environment down there, man.
It is. We all make fun of them for the yell practice and all those things, but it just, at a point feels like a tremendous amount of cope because it looks like a lot of fun and it's a hell of a place to go play a football game.
No doubt. All right, my loser of the weekend. Give me the Iowa State Cyclones. Went to Cincinnati, lost their first game of the season. Final score 38-30, which is a crazy final score because the first half was an absolute assault. I watched every snap of this first half, Ted, and Cincinnati's offense was dismantling Iowa State's defense. They put up 342 yards of offense in the first half, including 207 in the first quarter. That included 216 rushing yards. They were just toting it for a casual 10.8 a carry in the first half.
Unbelievable. And like, not only did Iowa State lose the game, but they were also on the receiving end of some of the most vicious hits that we've seen in college football this year. Rocco Beck got eliminated.
I did not think that was targeting, by the way.
Whew.
I thought that was good. Like, if you go and watch it from the side, like, I think that's a good technical tackle. I don't think he launched. I think he just hit the dude really, really hard, and he got ejected for it. But credit, dude, Rocco Beck, if you ever, and I don't think anyone's ever questioned that kid's toughness, if you ever questioned his toughness, the fact that he came back a couple plays later and went out there and was really the only reason his team was in this game.
Yeah.
Making
314,
throws, doing things
touchdowns.
with his legs. Like, that dude is one tough dude.
He is. Now, the play that I did think was targeting was the run that Talwee Walker had where he ran right through that guy. I talk about it all the time.
Definition of targeting, and one of the most violent truck sticks I've ever seen in a football game.
It's like the old Earl Campbell play all over again.
Lowers the crown of his head, and the guy like went. It was like out of a movie. He went backwards in like slow motion. He got knocked off his feet.
Yeah,
like Talwee Walker.
Whenever the guys have the big log and they're trying to break into the castle, that's what it looked like he got hit in the chest with.
That's such a specific and accurate example. Wow. Yes, that's exactly what it looked like.
The battering ram. Yeah. Well, hey, credit Cincinnati, 4-1 right now. That's a big win over a top 15 team.
How much joy did you feel by the number of ineligible men downfield penalties Cincinnati got in this game on RPOs? It was they finally were calling it. They were all accurate. These offensive linemen were 5, 6, 7 yards down the field, and it took a bunch of big plays off the board for Cincinnati.
I think it's like the front that Iowa State plays, it probably lends itself to getting in trouble with that a little bit more,
Yeah,
with the
good point.
three-man front. But yeah, it's nice to see that play at least be slowed down a little bit.
When you look at the Big 12, kind of interesting, right? This felt like a big loss for the Big 12.
Yeah.
Iowa State was your second highest ranked team. Tech is clearly head and shoulders the best team you got in the league. But I don't know. It's starting to feel like the Big 12 is going to be a one bid league this
Oh
season
yeah.
for the college football playoff.
Totally agree.
You've got BYU, Tech, Arizona State, and Cincinnati are all those are your 4 2-0 teams in the Big 12. Cincinnati's got a loss to Nebraska. Arizona State's got a loss to Mississippi State. It's not shaping up well for the Big 12.
And I think it's pretty fair to say, like, when you watch the games, that I think there's going to be a ton of really good competitive games. It's a fun conference competitively within itself, but you just don't see the same playmakers, the high caliber elite level players that you have on the other, top 10 to 15 teams in the country, like say out of the Big 10 or the SEC, or what you see from Miami.
Yeah. Birthday shout outs. Welcome to the world, Pearson Fanning Quick.
Welcome to the world, Braylon Ray Callahan.
Happy first birthday to Josie Big Mitts Clark.
Happy 25th birthday to Lauren Myers.
Happy 30th birthday to Thaddeus Lowry.
Happy 37th birthday to Megan Sauerwald.
Nailed it. Happy 48th birthday to Michael Blakely.
Happy 63rd birthday to Dr. Bradley Lowry.
Happy 75th birthday. That's a big one. Big 7-5 to Denise Wilkins.
Happy birthday to Carson Kane.
Happy 5th anniversary to Jonathan and Stephanie Wilkins.
Happy birthday to Leah Floyd. Oh, wait, that's all one thing.
This is all one thing. This is what was sent to us. I need you to read it exactly how it is in quotes.
Happy birthday to Leah Floyd. Jeff and Yvetta, little Loretta, is going to be a big sister. How about that announcement?
Not entirely sure what's going on there, but it seems important. Congratulations.
Somebody's having a baby.
Someone's having a baby. Good. Fantastic. Awesome. On that note, episode 569 in the books. Big week.
Big week.
Big week. Couple in the weeds. We'll have, so here's the schedule. Tuesday, we will have our in the weeds of our top plays from OU Kent State. Wednesday, we will have our OU Texas preview podcast. Our buddy Fozzie Whitaker, who was on the call for the Kent State game.
Yep.
He will be our guest. No one breaks down what the Longhorns are doing better than Fozzie Whitaker. Thursday, OU Texas in the Weeds preview. Couldn't have a Longhorn on. Dusty Dvorak's coming on, baby.
Let's go. Need
our
him
guy.
D-line with us.
Yes. And then Friday, a reminder, the Red River reunion at 11 a.m. at Texas Live. We will be live. And you know what I've planned for it, Ted?
What's that?
We're going to go position group by position group and say who has the advantage. That's all we're going to do. If you don't want to hear like some deep ball breakdown, do not come. Straight up.
I like it.
11 a.m. Friday, Texas Live. That's October 10th, right? October 10th, Friday, 11 a.m. at Texas Live. Reminder, we are batting leadoff for Mac Brown and Barry Switzer at this thing.
Just setting the table, baby. Just setting the table.
Please show up so that we aren't embarrassed. And I've talked to the people at Texas Live. They have told me they can record our piece. So I'm hoping to be able to get a file from them of that recording and be able to put it on YouTube for everyone to watch. That's my goal. I'm going to try my best, people. I'm not that tech savvy, but I think I can figure it out.
I like it. Good stuff.
All right. It's going to be a great week.
Can't
I'm just
wait.
excited. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hope you all have a great start to your week. Until next time, we appreciate you all for listening. Do what you always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.